prayer that I'm about to read has been said for over 90 years at June graduation exercises, first by my grandmother, Frances Levitt Christ, at the Maryline School, and then by her daughter, my mother, Mary Chris Fleming, at Tasis in Tasis, England, and I carry on the tradition. The prayer. Our Father, as we come to the parting, we humbly give thee thanks for the days of our gathering. We thank thee for the real work accomplished, for the friendships made, for inspiration for future work, and we beseech thee to set thy seal upon what we have done and make it strong and beautiful. We thank thee for the quickening of friendships, for new and fruitful contacts, and for the broadened understanding of our common work. We pray thee for fresh devotion to the great aims and possibilities of our lives, our unfeigned love for our fellow workers, and for a deep longing to save and ennoble those whose lives we touch. Make us worthy to bear thy message. And now, as we turn our faces forward toward the toil and care, the trials and temptations of our work, we feel our need of thee, thou great companion of our souls. Be thou the strength of our weakness, the wisdom of our foolishness, the triumph of our failures, the changeless unity in our changing days. Knowing the brevity of our years, help us to work resolutely while it is day. Shine upon us, thou sun of our life, even in the valley of the shadow, and may the song of faith never die in our hearts. We make our petition to the Almighty and merciful God, creator and sustainer of the physical and moral universe, whose love and justice know no bounds and extends and races. Amen. Please remain standing. Please be seated. E adesso è con grande piacere Sabrina Romelli, sindaco della Collina d'Oro. La signora Romelli fa parte della politica della Collina d'Oro da molto tempo, seguendo le orme del padre. Da 11 anni svolge la carica di sindaco, dapprima di Montagnola e dalla fusione di Montagnola con i comuni di Gentilino e Agra, e sindaco della Collina d'Oro. Conosce molto bene Tasis e sebbene la relazione tra Tasis e il paese della Collina d'Oro non sono sempre idillica, si possono creare con il vicinato, causa rumore, traffico, sporcizia, è sempre stata paziente e piena di risorse nel cercare di trovare soluzione. Siamo grati di averla come amica della nostra scuola. Ringrazio di cuore Sabrina Romelli. Vi prego fra un attimo di volermi unire a me nel dare il benvenuto alla signora Romelli. And now I would like to introduce the mayor of the Collina d'Oro, the Golden Hill that you all have come to cherish. Mrs. Sabrina Romelli entered the political world of the Collina d'Oro a long time ago, following in her father's footsteps. For the past 11 years, she has served as the mayor of Montagnola first, and then of the Collina d'Oro after Montagnola merged with Agra and Gentilino. Passes very well, and with all the issues that a school in full action can create in the neighborhood, such as noise, littering, and traffic, the relationship between Tasis and the Collina d'Oro Town Council has not always been as idyllic and golden age, but Mrs. Romelli has always been helpful and resourceful in smoothing any difficulties. She is a true friend of Tasis, and we are extremely grateful for her friendship and support. Thank you, Sabrina Romelli. Please join me in welcoming Mrs. Romelli.
Gentili signore, egregi signori, cara Lynn, cari ragazzi, per me è un onore essere qui oggi ed è un grandissimo piacere portare il saluto dell'autorità comunale di Collina d'Oro. Questa scuola, che sì è vero, crea un qualche problema, ma con i quali rapporti abbiamo risolto le varie vicissitudini, sta crescendo e sta anche acquistando di stima, prestigio e di valore. L'attenzione portata nella costruzione delle varie case e l'attenzione portata al mantenimento di questo campus, che diventa sempre più bello, è per noi un fiore all'occhiello. E sono molto contenta che le relazioni con la Tasis e il Comune siano sempre positive. Cari ragazzi, oggi voltate pagina, cambia un'epoca, cambieranno sicuramente altre esperienze, altre novità, ma io sono fiera che porterete sempre con voi nel vostro cuore un piccolo pezzettino del nostro Comune. Grazie.
È un privilegio per noi avere qui oggi come relatore principale il professor Jan de Groef, una personalità riconosciuta mondialmente come specialista di politica pedagogica e di amministrazione scolastica. Belga di lingua fiamminga, il professor de Groef detiene la cattedra di pedagogia UNESCO all'Università Europea di Bruges, Belgio. Inoltre è professore di economia all'Università di Tilburg, Olanda. Ha insegnato e tenuto conferenze in diverse università in Brasile, Corea, Giappone, Portogallo, Italia, Malesia, Stati Uniti, Cina e Sudafrica. Recentemente è stato insignito del dottorato honoris causa all'Università di Pretoria in Sudafrica. È autore e editore di 49 pubblicazioni. Il professor de Groef ha anche avuto un ruolo ufficiale nelle alte sfere del governo belga e dell'Unione Europea. È stato fondatore e presidente dell'Organizzazione Europea di Diritto e Politica Pedagogica. È anche cofondatore dell'Università del Sud-Est Europeo in Macedonia e membro del suo Consiglio internazionale. Ha svolto l'attività di consigliere ufficiale per l'Unione Africana, il Consiglio d'Europa, la OECD, l'UNESCO e la Banca Mondiale, per diverse università nelle province cinesi e per i governi di Russia, Ucraina, Slovacchia, Uzbekistan, Kirghizistan e Sudafrica. e anche presidente del Giovane Teatro Reale di Belga. Il suo curriculum vitae ha 44 pagine di pubblicazioni e menzioni, coniugato con Christian Schurman, magistrato del Corte di Appello di Bruxelles, che oggi ci onora della sua presenza. Loro sono padri di diversi figli, alcuni da quali adottativi, e con immensa stima che lo reputo un amico e che lo presento a voi. We are privileged to have with us today, as our main speaker, Professor Jan de Groef, one of the world's most distinguished living specialists in educational policy and educational administration. A Dutch-speaking Belgian, Professor de Groef is currently the holder of the United Nations UNESCO Chair in Education at the College of Europe in Bruges, Belgium, and Professor of Business and Society at the University of Tilburg, Netherlands. He has been a visiting professor or guest lecturer at universities in Brazil, Korea, Japan, Portugal, Italy, Malaya, the USA, China, and South Africa. He was recently awarded an honorary doctorate by the University of Pretoria in South Africa. He is the author and editor of 49 books. Professor de Groef has been a high-ranking public official in the Belgian government and the European Union. He has been the founder and chairman of the European Association for Educational Law and Policy. He was a co-founder of the Southeastern European University in Macedonia and serves on its international board. He's been an official advisor to the African Union, the Council of Europe, OECD, UNESCO, and the World Bank, and to Chinese provincial universities and governments of Russia, Ukraine, Slovakia, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, and South Africa. He is the chair of the Belgian Royal Youth Theatre. His resume or curriculum vitae of accomplishments and publications is 44 pages long. Married to Christine Schurmans, a magistrate in the Brussels Court of Appeals, whom we are also happy to have with us today. He has several children, including adopted children. I feel privileged to have him as a friend and to have him here to speak to us today. Welcome, Professor de Groef.
Graduates, parents, teachers, Mrs. Eichliman, we are highly impressed and profoundly touched by the speeches of graduates yesterday and by this gathering of very high, prestigious, high standards. It is a magic moment we are living now, and illustrating the old continent needs to host prestigious institutions of its size and to be inspired by the new world to remain competitive. It's a bad joke, but I hate to lose tennis matches and games, except with my children, with my sons and my daughters. We have to allow that it's huge honor to be here and to have the opportunity to focus on specific issues on education and on the future, your future. I quote, "Elegant, embedded in a long-standing tradition of cultural achievement and intellectual elite, learning capacity to concentration and reflection." These were the main definitions describing the of Oxford University, United Kingdom. They seem to a large extent be applicable to this school, to Tasis. The sense of excellence reminds me of the founder of this school, Mrs. Fleming, a woman of great power, of character, of vision, and of generosity. She took the lead in our vivid and inspiring conversations we had together with Christine, my wife, some years ago. Last week I stayed in Oxford, Trinity College, speaking at an international conference on private higher education, what, by the way, the most fast-growing sector in private sector in Latin America and Asia. Reference was made by some speakers to the lack of knowledge of American graduates in the US. 75 of them, of these American graduates, do not find Syria or Iraq on the map, despite constant news coverage since the US invasion of March. 63% of these American graduates was unable to locate Israel, and half of them did not know that Paris is the capital of France. Such a lack of geographic literacy will never happen to these graduates. One of the main targets of the student of the future will be the internationalization of education, regardless of the country of the school you are enrolled at. Last year, I taught at the law faculty of Baghdad University, was one of the oldest universities in the whole Arabic region. I asked the students, what will be your mission? What will be your future? And surprisingly, the students answered me, you are the very first person who is raising that question. However, their first wish was quite clearly to be mobile, to be a global citizen. Academic mobility. Schools will be international or they will fail. My wife Christine gifted me with 6 children. All of them spent a year abroad during their school career, and they inspire how we must behave as an international citizen. The poet wrote, "The child is the father of the man." Let me focus on 4 vital issues of and within education, with some reference to my academic, governmental and diplomatic work as a special envoy of the UN dealing with education. First, the highest importance of education, of the school. Among all human rights, education is reaching the highest standard, close to the right of life, according to jurisprudence of the South African Constitutional Court. Education is close to the right to life. Who were the first protesters at the Tahrir Square in Cairo 4 years ago? They were students. What was their aim? Students asked for good education vis-à-vis the government. Quite similar scenario in the Maidan Square in Kiev, in Kinshasa, DRC, and also many other places. The first request of young generation is education in freedom, equity, and dignity through education. That's what this school is standing for. The Eurobarometer is a kind of a research on public opinion throughout Europe. And quite regularly, that Eurobarometer is detecting what are the wishes of youngsters, the age of 12 until 25. And in all questions, they do answer that age: education, education, education. That should be the first responsibility of Europe and of all nations, member states of the European Union, except for one topic, one issue, namely youngsters do wish, young kids do wish to use their mobile phone at the same price throughout Europe. That was the only exception on the absolute priority of education. So education provides people with human capabilities, the power to reflect, make choices, enjoy a better life and promote a better life for others. Only the educated are free. Tasis depends on your graduates' capacity of implementing the search for bonum, verum, pulchrum, into his capacity to raise critical questions, to courage, to doubt, to interpel so-called certainties in history. What an ambition for teachers and for parents to try to achieve such targets and to be confronted sometimes with embarrassing questions of your sons and your daughters. And graduates of a world-class school should have world-class ambitions and missions. Second, education means sharing responsibility of families, educators, and the government. But the child does not, definitely not, belong to the state. In a book I published with Charles Glenn, colleague of Michael and professor of the highest reputation, Boston University, we detected that the terminology used on taking power by the state of the mind of the child, the terminology of the Nazism and fascism and Marxism is exactly the same. But definitely the state should not influence the mind of the child. In a landmark decision 1 century ago, the United States Supreme Court ruled, the child is not the creator of the state. That principle is stated with just confidence and repeated in various international covenants and in a high number of European constitutions, but is not always been accepted as self-evident. European Court of Human Rights articulated that, I quote, the state is obliged to respect the rights of the parents by promoting the freedom of education. And again, the responsibility for the maximum personality development of young people lies exclusively with the parents. Their responsibility is of natural law. There is no one other decision of the European Court referring to natural law. Parental responsibility is of natural law. And this is universal principle. But I have to remind so many legislators in the East and in the South on this very universal principle indeed. There is research evidence that the ambitions of parents and parental involvement in schools are the best precondition for ranking high-performing schools, as is shown quite clearly by Tasis. Third, schools should be able to show their distinctiveness, their caractère propre, their specific mission. They should be invited to refine the values they are standing for. What I call the ethics of the school reflect the way how a school community, the communio, develops personal rights and duties. The way also how a vulnerable person, whatever the reason, is and guided in that community. But there is more. I would refer and I would foster also the concept of a school as a school for ethics. The cultivation of cultural and of ethical standards through an educational vision shown by all partners. After the collapse of the USSR, I was invited by the Duma to take the lead in drafting legislation for Russian Federation. And on a recent meeting, after a couple of years, I mentioned to the Duma members and the government, well, we can draft a law in 7 months. But we have to implement the law in 7 years. But we need 70 years of a change of legal culture. And definitely you will not have that 70 years. But what really made a difference was, in practical sense, how a school shaped a value approach. Through curriculum, through the choice of the staff, the respect for the otherness, the moral attitude of the leadership of the education institution. And this value approach will guarantee even more effectively real changes than formal reforms. And I had exactly the experience worldwide. 4, pluralism. Pluralism. The main characteristic of a democracy, for each democracy. And pluralism can only be fulfilled through a diversity of public and private schools, and involving society in education. Again, recent research has shown quite clearly that the majority of parents consider the moral development and the character formation as the most crucial objective of the whole education process. It is powerful. If that is true, then a widespread choice of different types of schools is the only option. Also, in order to reach quality and to reach equal educational opportunities. As Alexis de Tocqueville mentioned right in America, I quote, "Without local and free institutions, a nation has not got a spirit of liberty. The art of association, together, the right to be different." It's a UNESCO principle. I have to repeat governments quite often, or legislators quite often. All individuals and groups have the right to be different, to consider themselves as different, and to be regarded and respected as such. Private schools are responsive to parents. Parents, between brackets, the authority that authorized them. End of quote. Schools are not domestic, but to some extent should be, sorry for the term, should be wild. And in order to survive, they have to be competitive. They have to become a laboratory for new educational ideas. It is of no hazard that education pluralism will boost economic growth and that Greece is hindering private initiative in the education sector for decades and decades. In conclusion, differences should not be neutralized. Distinctiveness. That counts for schools and thus for the whole society. Humanism needs the collaboration of all, between brackets, local culture. Before a Western, an African, an Asian culture, there is above a human culture. And humanism is not self-evident. Quality education favors the willingness of living together, also in less privileged settings in your future. Despite the race of nationalism and religious extremism, we have to build more schools than prisons. Schools should lay foundations of hope, because dans l'éducation de l'enfant, il y a de tout de sa vie. Dans l'éducation de l'enfant, il y a de tout de sa vie. The whole life of a child is contained in his or her upbringing. N'ayez pas peur. Be not afraid. Be leaders for the future of society and for yourself. Thank you so much.
Lots of awards. Very exciting. Recognition of excellence in a subject or discipline or a field with an award is a long and honored tradition within the Academy of Academics. A Nobel Prize, or the Field Medal in Mathematics, or a Pulitzer Prize in journalism, literature, and musical composition. Those are all examples of these kinds of awards. and recognizing academic excellence as part of our graduation program. The department chair for each discipline will make presentations for the awards in that department. Will Martin Dukes, chair of the Arts Department, please come to the stage?
Good morning. I'll begin with the award for art. Calm and unassuming, sincere and honest, this person quietly resists the character stereotype of the art student, the artist who is brash, or the artist who attempts to be radical. What you do find is an accomplished and outstanding artist whose work is characterized by a curiosity of the world around her and informed and driven by a need to simply paint. She displays tenacity and an unwavering perseverance, both necessary traits to survive in the competitive world of art and design, and both hallmarks of the successful artist. So please join with me as we congratulate Alexandra Krasno-Perez on being the recipient of this year's Arts Graduation Prize. This year's recipient of the Bertha Seifert Award for Excellence in Music is a student with advanced vocal skills. This student arrived at Tasis with a background in music and musical theatre, yet lacking in confidence and strength to display those emerging talents. She's worked extremely hard in developing her techniques through her lessons and has persisted in her determination to overcome significant performance anxiety. In support of her individual talent, she has completed 2 years of music literary studies in amongst a very full IB program and excelled in her understanding and application of reading, theory, and composition. She's greatly matured in her ability to collaborate with her peers in both ensemble and choral opportunities. Such collaboration resulted in an outstanding and highly challenging performance at this year's Spring Arts Festival. For her talents and dedication, it's our pleasure to give the 2015 Bertha Seifert Award for Excellence in Music to Honor Sargent. The Tasis Art Department awarded photography honours longtime department chair Horst Durschmidt, whose vision, leadership and creative energy helped to shape what the arts mean at Tasis, even so more today. This year's recipient is not only a great student, curious, inquisitive and sensitive, but also one who works hard to express herself in interesting and challenging ways. Her ability to work independently is not only a great strength, but also a kind of liberating force. She has a passion for her ideas and a desire to express feeling that drives her work to a higher level. She shows exceptional sensitivity to the light, as well as creative experimentation. She's been able to get close enough to her subjects to reveal them with intimacy. Her willingness to take risks and to put emotionally as well as intellectually into her work is admirable. The recipient of the Horst Durschmidt Award for 2015 is Farah Elabi. The Kay Hamlin Excellence in Theatre Award is presented annually to a student who consistently demonstrates a love for and dedication to the art of theatre. This student is ever mindful that individual success is possible only through the collaboration of those on stage and behind the scenes to tell a story, and particularly embodies these qualities in his or her theatre work at Tasis. From freshman through senior year, this year's awardee has demonstrated a passion for the dramatic arts. Over the past 4 years of 8 main stage plays and musical, this thespian has appeared in every one of them. And her combination of talent, dedication and reliability has earned her leading or featured roles in all of them as well. What is more extraordinary is her breadth, and she's entertained and moved you all in roles serious and comic through 20th century dialogue and 16th century verse, in straight play and musical theatre. For her love of the stage, her consistent work to improve her dramatic skills, her generosity, contributions to the high level of theatre at Tasis, this year's Theatre Award goes to Hayley Hibbard. Finally, architecture. This year's recipient of the Architecture Award has been involved with the fine arts at Tasis since joining the high school, culminating in her IB high-level visual arts exam and exhibition this spring. She's been a model of energy, determination, and vision for all those who observe her work in the design studio and also in drawing and painting. She'll be continuing her studies in architecture this fall at la Scuola Universitaria Professionale della Civiteria Italiana. Please join me in the achievement of Elisabetta Kriken. That completes the awards for fine art.
And now I'd like to invite Carolyn Hurd, Chair of the English as an Additional Language Department, to come to the stage.
The English as an Additional Language Award is given this year in recognition of an Ivy English B student who is described by her teacher of 2 years as a young woman whose love of learning combines with a steadfast dedication to doing her best, whatever the task. A true scholar, this student delves into all topics with an inquisitive mind and seizes every opportunity to get to the bottom of difficult questions. Never one to shy away from challenges, she has proved herself to be an exemplary writer, approaching each assignment methodically, not only paying diligent attention to format and structure, but also demonstrating a remarkable ability to come up with effective and vivid details and examples to support her ideas. In addition, this student has a flair for creative writing, in the form of a speech she wrote in the voice of a character of a novel, a speech that was original, imaginative, and eloquent. For her outstanding qualities as a writer, her eagerness to cultivate a solid command of the English language, and for her self-discipline, diligence, and dedication to excellence, we are pleased to present the Graduation Award in English as an Additional Language to Angela Locatelli.
Will Nilda Lucchini, Chair of the Modern Language Department, please come.
morning. The Award of Excellence in Modern Languages recognizes the achievement of a student who has undertaken studies in at least 2 of the 5 languages offered at Tasis, has reached the highest level and best grades in those courses. This year, the Modern Language Department honors a student who has been part of the Italian and Spanish language program. This student made enormous progress and applied herself to reach the highest IB levels in Italian and Spanish as additional languages. In order to take her Italian IB exam at a higher level, she passed from Italian 3 to IB Italian B high level. The fact that she was obliged to skip a year was for her a further motivation to get the most out of this course and study with determination. Her effort in Spanish was even greater. She accomplished in 1 summer and 1 academic year what a regular student would do in 5. During this time, many were the chance to witness both her scholastic skills and personal strength. As described by her Italian teacher, Mr. Dazzo, she's someone that can take responsibilities without delay. She's regularly came to class with her homework done, was always well prepared for tests or quizzes, and I cannot remember if she ever asked for a homework extension. Her knowledge in grammar structures is remarkable and quite refined, and these years she considerably consolidated her vocabulary as well as her fluency and pronunciation. She certainly understood that language is the main vehicle to get to know a different culture. What strikes us about this young girl is a lightness in combining clear effort achieving successful results with the need to enjoy the process of learning, as well as fully appreciating that she goes through that process with the awareness of sharing it with other classmates. It looks as if for her, life needs to be celebrated with an explosive and contagious laughter. The recipient of the 2015 Modern Language Award is Maria Guillermina Pessoa de Quevedo.
Will Todd Matthew, Chair of the English Department, please come to the stage?
Good morning. An infectious joy and a passion for good literature are the hallmarks of this student's work in English class. Always willing to take intellectual risks, both in writing and during discussion, this student is unendingly curious about everything from an obscure word's meaning to a complex character's motivation. Her English teacher claims that the award winner is one of the finest writers he has ever taught because she writes with a passion and a sophistication that belie her years. For that unflagging curiosity, for enhancing every discussion she was a part of, for writing some of the finest essays in the history of mankind, and for her ability to subtly remind us each and every day that literature is alive, the English department is very pleased to award the 2015 Cynthia Whistler Award to Mindy Chen.
Will Dr. Tom Morrow, Chair of the History Department, please come to the stage?
The Ambassador's Cup for Excellence in America is awarded each year to a student who demonstrates exceptional achievement in the study of United States history. This year's recipient stood out among an unusually able and motivated group of advanced placement U.S. history students. She excelled particularly at placing events in historical context and at drawing connections across historical eras as well as to contemporary society. In her written work, the level of analysis and the quality of her supporting evidence were consistently remarkable. For her intellectual tenacity, her effectiveness in analyzing and deploying sources, and her persuasiveness in historical debate, the History Department is proud to present this year's Ambassador's Cup to Mindy Chen. History Award. This year's Excellence in History Award recognizes a student who, from the very first day of his entrance into the IB diploma program, exhibited an exceptionally mature and thoughtful approach to the study of history, manifesting a genuine intellectual curiosity and a deep love of the subject. He completed each assignment, from small to large, with meticulous care and attention to detail. He never failed to be open to new ideas or to suggestions as to how he might improve his work. His performance on his internal assessment and extended essay demonstrate his passion for the study of history, as well as his intellectual maturity and highly developed analytical skills. Drawing from his own wide and deep reading of the literature, he was often able to bring insights to class discussions that set him apart from his classmates. Based on his outstanding achievements in all department courses during his Tasis career, it is with great enthusiasm that the History Department presents the Excellence in History Award for 2015 to Batuan Toprak.
I'd like to invite Jim Shields, Chair of the Mathematics Department, to the stage.
The 2015 Shah Akbar Khan Award for Excellence in Mathematics. This year's award winner, in his 4 years at Tasis, has taken 6 courses in mathematics. Advanced Pre-Calculus in grade 9, IB Math Year 1 in grade 10, Advanced Placement Calculus AB in grade 11, and in grade 12, AP Calculus BC, AP Statistics, and IB Higher Level 2. There are no other math courses for him to take here. His teachers have noted his extraordinary drive for understanding of even the most demanding ideas. The challenge this has posed for each of us who has taught him is not to be underestimated. We each feel we have become better teachers because of his determination to master the subject. It is our pleasure to give the 2015 Shah Akbar Khan Award for Excellence in Mathematics to Anton Alyakin.
Will Alec Ogilvie, Chair of the Science Department, please come to the stage?
With such talented scientists this year, it was very, very difficult to choose one student. So we didn't. We chose 2. Both are extremely motivated and able students whose quest for knowledge and understanding is commendable. They have had rigorous and challenging science courses. Both have studied higher level IB chemistry and higher level IB biology. One has studied an extra year of physics. They have revelled in difficult questions and enjoyed the challenge and intellectual pursuit. They are both moving on to further their scientific studies, and one will study medicine at Aberdeen University, and the other will study natural sciences at Cambridge University. You've probably guessed who they are by now. It is my pleasure to congratulate this year's winners of the Science Award, Ina Colombo and Pavel.
Yes, it is the 21st century. Got the selfie thing going on. There we go. All right, that's good. Honor to make presentations for the major school awards. And the first is the Salutatorian Award. The award is the graduating senior considered to have the second highest academic performance after no less than 2 years at Tasis. The class of 215, as the science department noted, is filled with wonderful young men and women, and we've produced 2 salutatorians this year. I will ask them to join me on the stage as I read their citations. Will Angela Locatelli and Pavel Artemov please come to the stage? Just stand right there. It's very exciting, huh? Want a picture? Sure. Okay. There we go. Yeah, Angela. Yeah, looks good. There we go. All right, this is exciting. Angela's citation was written by Dr. Abbasi. Overall, Angela is one of the finest, most exemplary students that I have encountered in my professional career. She possesses exceptional intellectual promise, fully engages in all that she does, and has remarkably strong integrity and character. In addition, Angela is one of the kindest, most good-natured, and humblest students on campus. Her effort and level of preparation on each class, for each class, have been exceptional. Every assignment that she's been asked to do has been completed to the very best of her ability and has been of superior quality. When Angela engages in class discussions, her contributions indicate profound insight and truly push her peers' thinking. Simply put, Angela truly is a joy to teach and to know. She's an incredible asset to our school community, and we look forward to hearing about her future accomplishments. Congratulations. Pavel's citation was written by Dr. Love. Every month or so, the Senior Humanities program brings to Tasis an exemplar of achievement to teach classes, interact with students, and most importantly, to give a speech. The senior to introduce our speakers fell into an inevitable choice. In the years past, students have read from texts prepared for them, not Pavel. For every speaker that stood before the senior class and gave an introduction that he wrote with insight and inspiration and delivered from memory. It was Pavel's choice to do this, to do his introductions this way. It was a choice that epitomizes the authoritative intellectual verve and vision that earned him this year's Salutatorian Award. Congratulations, Pavel. The honor of being the valedictorian is based on superior academic performance over not less than 2 years of study at Tasis. The school considers academic achievement, the rigor of the academic program followed, and the number of courses completed. Will Anton Alyakin please come to the stage? How are you? Good. Dr. Pierce writes, this year's valedictorian is distinguished over 4 years of study in all academic areas. For the last 2 years, he has undertaken a very challenging course of study comprising both IB and AP classes. He has chosen the highest level courses across the curriculum and excelled by achieving high grades in all. His course load in mathematics and science alone was extraordinarily demanding. He took 6 of our highest courses, and as you heard, there's nowhere else to go but graduate school math. This is what's going to happen. He has an intellectual curiosity, and he enjoys solving the most difficult problems given to him. His teachers have enjoyed his perceptive questions and his pursuit of clear answers. It is with great pleasure that we present the 2015 Valedictory Award to Anton Alyakin. Congratulations. There are a number of wonderful parts about being a headmaster, and particularly at Tasis. One of the particularly great aspects of being the headmaster is getting to choose headmaster award recipients. This award is given at the discretion of the headmaster to a student or students who've made a significant mark on the community. In keeping with my latest trend, there are 2. Jillian Strite and Thompson Carroll, please come to the stage. Welcome. Good to see you. I get the feeling of the kind of the thorn between the 2 roses as these students come up here. It's kind of way worse. Sorry. For Jillian, wrote this citation. No one has been more involved in sports over the last 3 years than Jillian Strite. She earned varsity letters in the following sports: 3 for volleyball, 3 for basketball, 2 for soccer, and 2 for track and field. In only 3 years, she earned 10 varsity letters, including serving as a captain of the basketball team. Although she was never the best player on any of the teams, she was always a starter, and she understood her role on the team and improved it. Whatever she was asked to save a penalty shot or bring the ball up on the basketball court, Jillian only knows one way of doing it, her best way. Getting maximum effort out of Jillian is not difficult at all. She never missed a practice unless she had another conflict. She often attended 2 varsity practices a day for the last 2 years, so she could be the best teammate possible for both teams. Coupled with her work on several drama productions in the last 3 years, a proctorship this year, and being selected as a member of the first ever Tasis Leadership Program, Jillian has never had an idle moment. With a mix of AP and IB classes the past 2 years, she took on every academic challenge, and she maintained a high AB average throughout. Long hours of studying and long bus trips would be enough for most students to reconsider their school commitments and reduce them perhaps, but that's not Jillian's way. She took on all of the challenges and lived the Tasis life to the fullest. That is why Jillian Straight is a Headmaster Award winner. Congratulations. I'll get you your award. Mr. Divitt and Mr. Grimm contributed to this citation. I would be hard-pressed to find a more mature student or more valuable school than Thompson Carroll. His reliability and willingness to reach out to all members of our community as a leader have helped our school culture grow more tolerant, more patient, and more caring. I've known Thompson in a variety of capacities throughout his high school career, as his 9th grade dean, as his advanced placement U.S. history teacher, and as his grade dean this year. Throughout my range of experiences with him, he has consistently demonstrated intellectual tenacity, a broad interest, and a sincere quest for excellence in all of his many pursuits. During his first year here, Thompson had to overcome more adversity than any other student I've ever encountered. Life forced him to grow. The saying, adversity only makes one stronger, holds more true for Thompson than for anyone else I know. Thompson is a thoughtful listener and an honest judge of character, and he openly reflects on his own actions, thoughts, and beliefs. He seeks the input of those he trusts often, but he remains confident in his own judgments and is able to make decisions for himself. During his 11th and 12th grade years, Thompson transformed himself into a Renaissance man by starring in The Sound of Music and by playing on the varsity volleyball team. He lists business and photography as potential college majors, further demonstrating his range of interest and his talents. A pillar of the Tasis community, his thirst for knowledge, positive stoicism, and willingness to embrace diverse and atypical interests have become contagious, and have improved the life of all in our students and faculty alike admire him, and our community will sorely miss the tangible daily impact he's made on our lives. Congratulations. The ECIS Award for International Understanding. This award is sponsored by the European Council of International Schools. ECIS specifies that the recipient must speak at least 2 languages and act as a bridge between cultural groups on campus. This prize is awarded to a student who is a good representative of his or her country, with a positive attitude towards the life and culture of others, able to converse in at least 2 languages, and has been a contributing force to the life of the school, with the ability to bring different people together in a sense of community, furthering the cause of international understanding. Will Pavel Artemov please come to the stage? Maybe I should just set up a chair.
Yeah, sure.
Fix your arm. All right. There are very few, Dr. Love wrote this citation. It's good stuff. There are very few people who cut the distance between word and deed to near nothing. Far fewer high school students are able to do so. Pavel is one of them, and it makes him among the most exceptional young men I have encountered. For 3 years, I've had the honor to be his advisor. For the last 2 years, I've also been the leader of his service learning group, Nueva Fore, in Africa. The last year, I served as a dorm parent in a building where Pavel is the proctor. Normally, this would be a transitional paragraph where I tell you how he's grown into a student and grown as a human being. Unfortunately, I can't do that because Pavel arrived at Tasis fully grown. In the first advisor comment I wrote, I explained in detail why Pavel was a mensch, a decent, upright, and responsible man. It's an odd thing to write about a 15-year-old, and even more strange that it's true. Let me explain by offering key words from Pavel's lexicon. Sure, okay, done, got it, yes, I will. Very high end, very high end. The gravitational forces of excuses and qualifications simply don't apply to these words. When you ask Pavel to film a scene in Ethiopia, to help manage unruly 9th grade boys, to succeed on his IB exams, to set up silverware for advisor dinners, to earn a spot at Cambridge University, Pavel answers with a mere syllable, a quick nod of the head, silence, and then it's done. He does the work, always. It would be easy to cite Pavel's academic achievements as evidence of his character, but all of his teachers know these as they know the fortitude and consistency of his character. So too soon will the professors in Cambridge. Here before you I present Pavel Artemov, mensch, and winner of this year's ECIS Award. Congratulations, my friend. Great job. Opsal Service Cup. This award recognizes a student for whom the school community comes before self. This award acknowledges students who contribute to the school community and to school life beyond the call of duty. In selecting a recipient, the faculty is especially mindful of those who have given of themselves unobtrusive ways, as is Jan's way. Jan, would you like to participate in awarding this? Okay. Will Haley Hibbard please come to the stage? Mr. and Mrs. Nelson did a joint writing of this one. It's very exciting. Very cool. I think there's a long-term relationship there, huh? Yeah, very nice. It would be easy and probably incorrect to say that Haley embraced the ideal of service to others in her time at Tasis. Her involvement in all aspects of school life, academics, the arts, athletics, and service is a self-evident record. She is a strong student, a dedicated proctor, an avid athlete, a mainstay in the drama program, and is such an upbeat and congenial personality that she's almost a cliché. She's been heavily involved with the service board and especially with Nuevo Fiore. Her work and commitment have been well beyond what is required or expected. She embodies the classic Greek ideal of diakonos, which is usually taken to mean servant or minister. It likely derives from moving and stirring up activity, which would be more apt descriptors of Haley. But Haley did not embrace these ideals at Tasis. She arrived here with all those qualities and talents fully formed as a part of her being. Tasis and the service program really embraced her and allowed her to further develop the marvelous attributes she brought to us all. Perhaps we should recognize her parents and family also, because they surely provided the love, support, and direction that helped form such a compassionate young woman. We are grateful that they have been willing to share her with us, and Tasis is a better, stronger, and more giving community because of her time here. The John Opsahl Award is given with great pride to Haley Hibbard. The Michael Uckelsteiner Leadership Award. This award recognizes a student who has shown initiative, creativity, and disinterested involvement in making our school a better place to study and to live. This award is given to a student recognized as a leader in the furthering of Tasis goals and ideals by both the students and the faculty. Will Mariana Barbieri please join me? Good surprise, huh? Yeah, very nice. There was a whole continuum of faculty members that wanted to contribute to this. So Dr. Taylor, Ms. Forrest, and Mr. Walker each contributed to this citation. This year's recipient of the Michael Uckelsteiner Leadership Award has consistently demonstrated both her desire and ability to make our school a better place. As captain of the girls' soccer team, Mariana served as a vocal leader and led the team by example, taking on a different role at center midfielder. She was as strong a voice on the field as the coaches were on the sidelines. Her maturity in tough situations helped keep the team together. Since she speaks 3 languages, French, Italian, and English fluently, she also served as a translator and a bridge between cultures with our many games being played in Italy and in the French-speaking part of Switzerland. Mariana was also instrumental in the creation of our a cappella singing group, whose performances have been uplifting at school events and assemblies. She approaches her music work with maturity and high standards that serve to raise the expectations of all within the group and provide a model for how the younger students should grow. She has mentored many of those with talent and the desire to continue in the success and development of the a cappella team, since she will be graduating this year. Her dedication to service learning was evident in her campaign to celebrate International Women's Day. Numerous faculty members have noted her remarkable ability to draw other students in and to get them involved in the life of the school. This young woman has generously offered her talents and gifts for the sake of others with modesty and humility, with a strong sense of ethics and moral responsibility, and exemplary leadership at Tasis. It's with great pride that we award her this year's Michael Uckelsteiner Leadership Award. the H. Miller Christ Award. Tasis' highest honor is the H. Miller Christ Award, named for our founder's father and a distinguished educator. This award is given to the senior student who, in the opinion of the faculty, best represents the ideals and the goals of the school. This is the highest recognition accorded by the Tasis faculty to a senior who, by his or her actions, academic and otherwise, best embodies and pursues the ideals, aspirations, and goals of Tasis. In some ways, the award combines the stipulations of the Service and Leadership Awards with an expectation of additional academic excellence. Will Nathaniel Brenner please come to the stage?
Little Lord, thank you.
Dr. Taylor, Ms. Putnam, Mr. Yo, and Ms. DiMattia Zinecchia all contributed to this citation. This year's winner of the H. Miller Christ Award is an exceptional young man of character who's contributed positively to the life of the school from the first day he set foot on campus in the 10th grade. He has served as a role model to students through his work ethic, his strong sense of morals, his kindness, and his approachability. He has reached out to students and faculty alike, never failing to take an interest in the concerns and achievements of others. According to Ms. Putnam, he brightens the day for her and everyone else wherever he goes. As head proctor, he's modeled for others what it truly means to be a capable student leader. Nathaniel served as a 2-year captain for the boys volleyball team. As a senior, he was the driving force for the team's most successful season in school history. When the team was down on points of morale, he was the one who stepped in to encourage them to make a change in their attitude and to improve their performance. Nathaniel reached its potential as a consistent and successful leader. And Nathaniel gives us all to every task, whether in the classroom, on the sports field, or in everyday life in the school. He is the embodiment of the attributes we honor with this award. Congratulations.
Well done, my son. Good for you.
A fixture of American graduations is the farewell address by a member of the graduating class. The valedictory address for the class of 2015 will be delivered by its valedictorian, Anton Aliakin. Anton, the podium is yours.
Dear seniors, I want to ask you to look back at these last 2 years at Tasis. To remember the nights spent studying and the days spent in classes to catch up on sleep, to conjure the brightest moments, the most memorable experience, and the many trips, academic travels and ski weeks, the independent travel with friends around Europe, and the trips back home, the trains, public buses, school buses, transfers to and from the airport, taxis from school to Viamota, or even from Scuteri to Cajoy. And of course the planes, the many planes. It feels like the 4 years of high school flown by like a single flight of Swiss Airways. We're now preparing to land, so put your seatbelts on. But before you do, let's think back at what did we see from the oval window of the Tasis seat. I see Pavel and me making jokes about quantum mechanics in the middle of theory of knowledge class. And receiving the "those geeks" our classmates. I see Miss Nelson bringing cookies to our advisor every time one of us had a birthday. I see Coach Hercules before every single soccer game telling us that this is a beautiful field with a beautiful grass, and the sun is shining, and it's a beautiful day to play some soccer. I see my man Mr. Schwartz playing the Roll on 18-wheeler song during the math class in order to motivate us for exam. I see myself running to Entrata Servizio 30 seconds before checking because the ironically named Speedy Pizza was late. Again. I remember checking the date stuff before graduation, as if it were the trajectory of our flight on the cabin screen. I remember calculating the percentage of the trip covered and left. The time seemed to be flying by, but the final destination didn't get any closer. We looked forward to this moment. To the moment where our arrival to graduation becomes a new departure from your destination. Dear seniors, we are about to land, so put your seatbelts on. But before you do, I want to remind you that your final destination is actually not that important. What matters, really, is what you see. What you really see for the window of your plane. And who sits in the seat next to you on your flight, of course. Thank you for sitting next to me during this flight. During turbulence, smooth stretches, and now. I want to wish you luck and success in your connecting flights, and not to forget to look out of your plane windows. Also, one more thing. Wear your seatbelts, and please refrain from smoking until we left the plane.
Mrs. Eshelman, Dr. Skipper, I have the honor to present to you, on behalf of the faculty of the American School in Switzerland, the class of 2015. They have fulfilled the requirements of the prescribed academic program, and I request that you award them their diplomas. Yasmin Naz Akçal. Kyla Pamela Altbart. Ludmila Andriva. Anastasia Apanasenko. Christina Arevadze. Anna Atanasova. Alexandra Patricia Marie Babot. Mariana Barbieri. Georgia Ariana Bruni. Anastasia Shabdia. Mindy Evelyn Chen. Camille Aveline Cordes. Georgia Elizabeth Colombo. Gabriella Valentina Kova. Giovanna Crebari de Carvalho. Matilde Maria de Negres. Joanna Lee Egan. Farah Al-Arabi. Emma Larissa Gabbiani. Giulia Laetizia Gatti. Aziza Ilgar Kilic. Michelle Ariane Gindorf. Claudia Isabella Hackett Fuller. Melis Hekimolu. Haley Hibbard. Ekaterina Ivanova. Ines Victoria James. Sofia Jaramillo Diaz Granados. Ada Kolionju. Sydney Page Kay. Ime Kobayashi. Arisa Kozuki. Alexandra Vitalievna Krasnopret. Elizaveta Alexievna Krikun. Monica Landoni. Denise Rain Lewis. Emma Lowe Ray. Angela Celeste Locatelli. Maria Valeria Massi. Alexandra Mativa. Ana Sofia Murillo. Amanda Ng. Maria Guillermina Pessoa de Queridos. Alexandra Polikarpova. Daria Razorenova. Nuran Saba. Belissa Angelina Santana. Honor Sergeant. Francesca Sidonia Schnagel. Annalise Michelle Settles. Eliza Worrell Shaden. Natalia Sliusareva. Hannah Lauren Spicer. Justina Marie Strite. Jillian Margaret Strite. Nicole Ustinova. Isadora Vilasa Cavalco. Fidiuza Sova. Anastasia Zarova. Zhu. Anastasia Zuravleva. Anna Margarita Ziff. Claudia Vaughn Zittel. Anton Aliakin. Eric Antoniazzi Pucci. Pavel Artemov. Koshiro Ashizawa. Tengizan Ayan. Abdulaziz Abdulrahman Bakeshtrain. Cristiano Batista. Alexei Bokarov. Nathaniel Brenner. Philip Brenner.
Congratulations.
Stefan Bistrov. Thompson Carroll. Mateo Denigris. Sebastian Echeverri. Lucas Frugoli Maya. Philip Daniel Fugedziev. Metin Ali Ipak. Takaki Ishii. Karim Ishmael. Alexei Kalinin. Zachary Joseph Kronsnobel.
Congratulations.
Igor Kudin. Giacomo Majubian. Ahmed Maklouf. Noe Manuli Aramijo. Miller Robert Marcus. Marco Mariani. Paulo Guilherme Marcos Pinto Saida. Jonathan Molan. Paulo Palma. Seaman Parhinchik. Artyom Pavlinger. Arthur Pellinson Nordy. Giulio Maurizio Petarello. Liam Philip Pitts. Gianluca Romanelli. Benedetto Santoboni. Edwin Hughes Scoretti. Batuhan Toprak. Frank Charles Urbancic. Richard Merritt Vezendi. Onat Verizoju. Guillermo Enrique Wilson Torres. Claudia Carolina Gago Ostos. Matthew Lau. Stephen James Reeby. Alfred Hans Stauder. Ladies and gentlemen, Tasis families, I present to you the graduating class of 2015.